Hey everyone, it's Brian here. I just wanted to take a quick look at some of the reasons why we are seeing an increase in the cost of the apparel that we're trying to buy for apparel decorating, as well as why we are experiencing a lot of the shortages in the industry. As you know, a lot of the major manufacturers, distributors, and suppliers are having issues with certain brands, styles, and colors. There's a big shortage that is going on, and sometimes you can't even find the shirt, or if you can, it is probably very limited or at a warehouse that's really not convenient for you to be purchasing that product from. This is probably going to continue for at least a little while until the industry is able to adapt and adjust or other factors are able to change. And that's sort of what I wanted to talk to you about a little bit today. One of the main driving components outside of COVID and being able to actually produce the goods is the shipping container crisis that we're currently experiencing. To shed a little light on this for you, and to keep it short and simple, is prior to the pandemic, we were paying, as far as our TP is concerned, approximately, roughly, right around $3,000 for a container. Now, one container will hold approximately 70 to 72,000 garments on it, or shirts. And that depends on the size and the quantities and the weight of the garment and all that. But we'll just say on average 72,000 shirts. Now, for 72,000 shirts, you can spread $3,000 relatively easy over that price. The problem we ran into just recently was the container prices have continually gone up month after month. On August 1st, we were told by our shipping company that they would hold the price for the container for 1 week. The problem is we had been seeing the price of containers going up month after month. August 1st, we were told it would be $20,000 for one container. Remember, one container only holds 72,000 shirts. So we have to spread that 20,000 across 72,000 shirts. That's a significant increase over the $3,000 that we were paying pre-pandemic. On top of that, we can throw in cotton shortages, additional labor issues in the manufacturing countries, and you can begin to see why we are experiencing not only shortages in being able to get shirts, but also in the increasing cost. Now, addressing the actual shortage, I wanted to bring up an article that I just saw yesterday, September 23rd. And this article was talking about the reason your Christmas is going to cost more this year is because of a huge backlog of 62 container ships waiting to dock at America's biggest port, which would be out on the West Coast. Now, in this article on the Daily Mail, they talk about these 62 cargo ships waiting to enter into the port of Los Angeles. Now, the interesting thing with this is that off of Long Beach, there are also roughly 50 some containers. Now, when I looked it up actually on the real-time maritime information, there were yesterday, during that time period, 126 container ships in port at Los Angeles with 55 waiting to get in. The problem is they can't get these container ships unloaded fast enough and out of the port. And on top of that, we've had a huge influx of containers coming into this country because people are buying a lot of crap on Amazon and stuff is being imported. Now, what this causes is a severe shortage, and there is a big backup of ships. So between Long Beach and Los Angeles, just those two ports, and we have ports all up and down both the East Coast and the West Coast, you have to remember, we are backlogged by over 100 container ships waiting to get into port and unload, and we can't do it. That is just one small portion of the supply chain issue that we're actually dealing with. And this article was saying, if you don't already have your Christmas presents, you might want to go do it, because you might run into supply shortage issues in getting stuff that you would normally wait until Black Friday or any other day closer to Christmas. I probably wouldn't do that this year. Just take a look at what is happening currently in our industry. Many of the large manufacturers and distributors have run out of shirts of particular styles and colors, or they can't get them, or they're in minimal quantities at warehouses that you would normally never order from, forcing more costs for you in the shipping side of things to get what might be remaining. Or what we're seeing a lot of is people are having to pull red shirts from here, here, and here from 3 different manufacturers, and the colors don't necessarily match. I don't see this issue going away anytime really soon. According to our sources, potential prices that I've seen and read up on are the container cost could go up even further, potentially to as high as $35,000 a container. And that is going to add additional cost to the shirts that you're already having problems getting a hold of. Tack on top of that, increased cost in cotton, labor shortages, and the problems of getting product to port from the shipping country and getting it across the ocean to clogged ports here in America. Hopefully we can figure out some ways to smooth this out a little bit. I know all of the manufacturers are working hard at this, and solutions, I believe, will be coming. We personally here at RTP are trying to figure out how to streamline this better, be more efficient at it, and make it so that we aren't as dependent upon some of these supply chain kinks that are causing the problems. So if you've been wondering why the cost of shirts have gone up and why we've had shortages with RTP apparel, as well as a lot of the big major players in the industry today are experiencing these same issues, it's not just RTP, it's everybody, and it's not just our industry. Take a look around and you'll see the price of things have gone up, and you might not even be able to get stuff. There was another article today talking about Costco, how they are starting to limit the number of bottles of water you can buy, rolls of toilet paper you can buy, and cleaning supplies. There's a lot going on. Now, the scary thing is, or crazy thing is, the report says that Long Beach is now set, the big port in Long Beach, typically where we would have the big ISS show and the MBM shows in January and midsummer. The port there at Long Beach is set to break its all-time record and process more than 9 million container units this year. The crazy thing is, that is 1 million more containers this year than we imported last year, and last year was a record. Let that sink in for a minute. We have a whole lot of stuff coming into the country, more than ever before, yet we have all these shortages. Just food for thought and a little background as to why the availability of the shirts that you want and the cost of these shirts have gone up. Have a good day, and we'll be talking to you again soon.